Good day, folks. This is Air Photography, and my name is Sean. Today we're going to be taking a look at some protective housing for the Hero 9 Black. Now, this is the official protective housing and waterproof case directly from GoPro. So in this video, we're going to take a closer look at it. We're going to see how to install it, and we're going to talk about what they're used for. They're not just for using underwater. So let's just jump right in and take a closer look. So this year, when GoPro released the Hero 9 Black, they've changed the form factor again. They did change it last year for the Hero 8. So unfortunately, if you've purchased protective housing or a waterproof case for the Hero 8 Black, it will no longer work with the Hero 9 Black. And that is really unfortunate because these things aren't really that cheap to buy. The official housing on the GoPro website is $49.99. Usually you can get some third-party brands a little bit cheaper, but you do have to be careful because I have used them in the past and sometimes they do leak. Now, if you're buying it just for protective housing to protect the camera in rough and tumble situations, they work great for that. So let's just go ahead here. We'll open up the box and then we will get the GoPro installed into it. And then we'll talk about what they're used for and when you would want to use it. So we've got a little information booklet there. We have a thumb screw. We have a buckle mount. We have a skeleton back door. And we'll talk about what the skeleton back door is used for here in a minute. And then here we have the protective waterproof housing. Now it is kind of hard to see, but there is a protective film over that lens, so make sure you pull that off before you use it. You don't want to film through that. Now there are many reasons why you would want to use protective housing for your GoPro. It's not something you would maybe want to use all the time, just because it does add a lot of bulk to the camera. One of the main reasons why some people use them is for going deeper in water. The GoPro Hero 9 Black is waterproof right up to 33 feet, so you can go into the water with this up to 33 feet without any kind of additional housing. So if you're spending a day at the beach, you're going to be filming a little bit in and around water, or perhaps in your backyard pool, you don't have to put this in any kind of housing. You can go right underwater with it and it'll be just fine. If you're a scuba diver and you're going to be going deeper than 33 feet, then you definitely need a case like this. This will allow you to go up to 196 feet. Now the other reason why some people are going to be using them underwater is that if you're going to be purchasing something like a snorkel filter, companies like Polar Pro who make ND filters, they also make underwater dive and snorkel filters. And quite often they work in conjunction with the waterproof housing for the GoPro. Now another thing to keep in mind as well, you may be purchasing the Hero 9 Black because you're going to be using it for water activities. You may not be planning on going 33 feet, but the way it's rated and the way it works is that the seals on the GoPro Hero 9 Black are rated for 33 feet, and it all goes by water pressure. They figure at 33 feet, the seals are okay. Now, some of the water activities you might be doing, you could exceed those pressures being equivalent down to 33 feet. Having a GoPro hit the water at a high rate of speed can replicate really high pressures and can force some of these seals to leak. So if you're going to be doing any kind of intense water sports, it's still a good idea to have some waterproof housing just to keep the camera protected. Now, another reason why some people purchase these protective housings is that if you're going to be doing something, filming something where the GoPro could take some abuse, then definitely it's a good idea to have it in a housing like this, because after all, it is cheaper to replace this housing than to replace the whole camera. And that's where I mentioned if you're going to be buying one, you can purchase one of the cheaper ones because you don't have to worry about the water seals leaking. You just want to give it a nice hard shell to protect the camera. If you can pick up a generic one for 20 bucks or even less than 20, then that might be your better choice. Myself, I like to mount GoPros on my RC vehicles, and sometimes those things are like flipping over and doing all kinds of crazy things. So definitely depending on what I'm doing, if I'm doing a lot of jumping and stuff like that, then I'll put it in a housing just to keep it protected. Now this year's model is similar to last year's model for the Hero 8, and what I mean by that is we don't have to take that lens off. The protective housing for the Hero 5, 6, and 7 Black, GoPro called the Super Suit, and in order to use it you actually had to remove that lens, which was kind of a pain when you're out in the field. Then you chance getting sand and moisture in it, but with this one we can just slide it right in. In one way it is really nice because it's less hassle when you're trying to mount your camera. The only negative downfall to that is that you are shooting through an extra piece of glass. Now if we take a look around at the unit here, you can see we have our mode button at the side, so that will switch our modes. And we have our shutter button at the top. Now obviously when your camera is installed inside, you can no longer use that touch screen. There are ways to change your settings without having to use the touch screen. If you hold in the mode button and then press the shutter, basically you can see there all the modes that you have preset in your camera are going to show up on that front screen. So then you can cycle through to the one that you want. You press the shutter button to select, and now you just hit the shutter button to start recording. So if you're underwater or you're doing something and you have your camera mounted inside, you're still able to change settings. GoPro does have several different modes already made, but you can go in and make your own custom ones for different scenarios. Now as you can see here, we have another door. This is called a skeleton door, and as you can see here, there's no back on it. And you would use this door in a situation where you're just using it for protection, and you still want access to that back touchscreen. Now I'll just show you here how to switch it. I'll just pull the camera out. Basically, you just pull this door off. You can see there's little slots where the door pops in and out. So it just pops off there just like that. And then we take the skeleton door, and it just pops in the same way, just like that. So now when we install the Hero 9 Black, we have full use of the touchscreen. So now I'm just going to do a couple quick audio samples for those who are interested, what kind of audio you're going to get when it's installed in the protective housing with the skeleton door on. And then I'll also put the regular door on, and we'll do another audio test there. I just recorded those audio clips, so I will play them for you now. This is an audio test of the Hero 9 Black installed in the protective housing with the skeleton door installed. Again, this is an audio test of the Hero 9 Black installed in the protective housing with the skeleton door. Audio test of the Hero 9 Black installed in the protective housing with the full door on. Again, this is an audio test of the Hero 9 Black installed in the protective housing with the full sealed door. So yeah, folks, just a quick little video for you today. That is the protective housing for the Hero 9 Black. Again, this is the official version right from GoPro. I want to thank you for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and got some value out of it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.